The most news in the morning. CNN's American Morning. Weekday, 6 a.m. Eastern.
So we have Scott Brown's election to the Senate, and of course health care taking center stage in this because Democrats lost their filibuster-proof majority. So partisanship seems to be at an all-time high right now with that. So where does the Wingnut Prize go on the left?
On the left, in reaction to the likely election of Senator Scott Brown, Keith Olbermann went on a truly memorable unhinged rant. Let's take a quick listen.
In short, in Scott Brown, we have an irresponsible, homophobic, racist, reactionary, ex-new model, teabagging supporter of violence against women and against politicians with whom he disagrees.
Wow.
He hit him on all sides.
Yeah, that's basically the entire identity politics kitchen sink being thrown at the guy. I mean, everything from racist to homophobic to, a preparer of violence against women. I mean, really, really unhinged. That sound is... and the last vestige of any comparison to Ed Murrow going out the window.
So what's the background of the comments?
Well, the background on the comments are that he pulled together a full opposition research list of alleged infractions by Scott Brown and then added a couple himself. But the reality is, one of his colleagues on air called it the tirade sad and pathetic, and I think that's accurate. This is way over the line on the 11th hour of an election, trying to scare, not motivate your voters to the polls in this case, but scare your voters to the polls by basically demonizing the opposition. That's wingnut stuff by definition.
All right, and who on the right?
On the right, we've got Haiti somehow again attracting the wingnuts. Congressman Steve King of Iowa, conservative, in reaction to a new policy allowing Haitians to stay in the country temporarily while their country rebuilds, he raised the specter of deportation and said perhaps they could do more good at home. Let's take a listen to what King said. So here's the site. It says, "This sounds to me like open borders advocates exercising the Rahm Emanuel axiom, never let our crisis go to waste. Illegal immigrants from Haiti have no reason to fear deportation, but if they are deported, Haiti is in great need of relief workers, and many of them could be a big help to their fellow Haitians."
How is that comment received by fellow members of Congress?
Well, people immediately said, hey, we've heard this kind of thing from King before. He's got a long history of wingnut comments. This is the guy who in the summer of 2008 during the election campaign said that al-Qaeda supporters would be dancing in the streets if Barack Obama won, and he also characterized Joe Wilson, who shouted "you lie" at the president, as being an officer and a gentleman and a patriot, saying he said what we were thinking. So, Congressman King, well-deserved Wingnut of the Week.
Now, we have something a little unusual this Friday in our Wingnuts of the Week awards, and that is, you cited what you call the Olbermann tirade against Scott Brown, but there's been another tirade against Scott Brown, this one actually coming from the right.
It is, in an unusual bipartisan display of wingnuttery. Scott Brown coming under pretty serious fire from Glenn Bck on the right in his radio show this week in reaction to some comments he made. Let's take a listen.
I want a chastity belt on this man. I want his every move watched in Washington. I don't trust this guy. No, I'm just telling you.
It's just a creepy moment.
No, this one could end with a dead intern.
He's trying to come up with
one could end with a dead intern.
This one could end with a dead intern. Not that there's any bad memories of that going around.
That was in response to his victory speech.
Yes.
Scott Brown saying, "These are my two daughters, both of whom are available, by the way."
Right. Admittedly a little creepy, but I think Beck's comments are like creepy.
One of our female producers told me, she said, if my dad ever said that, I would kill him. I would literally kill him.
Yeah, look, I mean, not perhaps the best victory address moment in history, but again, thrown to the dead intern right into the conversation. Look, I get that it's all about raising. Some things are too
Karen Tumulty did do an interview with Scott Brown afterward, and she said that his family, I mean, they're just very unique. His daughter was on American Idol back in 2006. She made it to the 16th. She was performing and dancing at his victory party. So, I mean, and she says that they really, really have, a good, close relationship. So maybe the daughters didn't take it as badly as everybody else.
Maybe it wasn't the nightmare teenage daughter scenario that some have imagined. Well, look, all I know is dead intern, that's a jump too far.
Yeah, all right. But wingnuttery aside, though, it's interesting to see the skepticism among conservatives. this fella, as much of a hero as he's being held up for taking Ted Kennedy's seat and blocking health care by the Republican Party.
Yeah, well, he's not the strict social conservative that some have portrayed him.
John, great to see you.
Thanks so much. And by the way, John has a new book coming out, and it is called Wingnuts, by the way, How the Lunatic Fringe is Hijacking America. How funny. Two of the people that we talked about today are on the cover.
Kismet.
There you go.
It's Kismet.
Well, you can also read John Apollon's Wingnuts blog every week on our website, cnn.com/amfix.